the fresh concrete, that is segregation and bleeding. Segregation means it is a separation of the ingredients of the concrete. So, in order to obtain a good homogeneous and good workable concrete, so all the ingredients are has to be properly distributed in order to get a good homogeneous mixture. So, if a sample of concrete exhibits a tendency of separation, that is, if coarse aggregates separate from the rest of the ingredients, then the sample is said to be showing a tendency for segregation. So, such concrete is not only going to be weak, but also it will induce all other undesirable properties in the fresh concrete as well as in the hardened concrete. So that's why segregation leads to lack of homogeneity. So that's why segregation has to be controlled in the concrete. If you get to know that there is a segregation in the concrete, then uh, those kind of properties should not induce in the concrete. That makes the concrete to be weak. So segregation can be defined as I already told, it is a separation of the constituent materials of concrete. So as you all know, in the concrete ingredients, so all those materials which is there, so it is having a difference in sizes, and also its specific gravity is also different. So if you know the specific gravity of cement is 3.15, whereas fine and coarse aggregate is in the range of 2.6 to 2.8, whereas water the specific gravity is 1. So if you see the specific gravity and size of all these concrete ingredients, it is all having a difference in size as well as in the specific gravities. So therefore naturally all these material show a tendency to fall apart. So that's why we should make sure that all these materials are mixed homogeneously so that it behaves as one. So, a well made concrete takes into various parameters such as grading of aggregates. As you all know, what you mean by grading of aggregates, that is, by including all the different sizes of the aggregates in the concrete mix, and then size of the aggregates, then shape of the aggregates, and texture of the aggregates. So, in order to get a well made, that is, a good homogeneous concrete mix, we have to consider all these parameters uh, into the uh, we should consider all these parameters so that we'll get a good cohesive mix concrete. So such concrete, that is a cohesive mix concrete, does not show any tendency for separation, because here in the cohesive mix the matrix, that is a cement paste, it does not allow the aggregate to fall apart. At the same time, the matrix also is sufficiently contained by the aggregates. And also similarly, water also does not find it easy to escape from the rest of the ingredients. So that's why uh, in order to get a concrete without a segregation, then the concrete mix has to be cohesive, and to get a cohesive mix all these parameters have to be considered. Then if you see a picture there, too sloppy or wet, or too stiff or dry. So if the concrete is too sloppy or wet, then there is more chances of cement paste getting separated from the uh, aggregates. If it is too stiff or dry, then the aggregates tends to separate from the cement paste. So these two conditions should not occur in the site. Sorry, there was a technical error. So the separation can be of three types. One, coarse aggregate separating out from the rest of the matrix. you can see in the top right picture where coarse aggregate separates from the settling at the bottom by separating with the cement paste, that is a matrix. Second picture, the paste separating away from the coarse aggregate. If you see a bottom left picture there, the cement paste is separating out from the coarse aggregate. Next, third one, since water being the lowest specific gravity, that is 1, it is separating out from the rest of the material by settling at the top of the surface. That is a third type of segregation. So the third type of segregation is also called as a bleeding, where the water gain will be there at the top of the surface. So conditions that is favorable for segregation. So that is the badly proportioned mix, where the insufficient matrix will not be there to bind the aggregates. So that is the badly proportioned mix where there is a insufficient paste to mix up with the aggregates. Second one, insufficiently mixed concrete where we have a excess water content. So it shows higher tendency for segregation since it has a excess water content. Uh, it cannot able to bind with the coarse aggregates with the remaining ingredients. Next, dropping of concrete from the heights. So especially this will occur in placing where you are placing a concrete in the columns. You tends to drop the concrete from the greater heights. If you drop the concrete from greater heights, since the aggregates have a higher specific gravity, it tends to uh, fall first. So that's why it has to be dropped from the smaller heights, not from the greater heights. If you made the concrete to fall from the greater heights, it results in the segregation. Next, discharge from badly designed mixture. So here, as you all know, the concrete usually it is done by means of a mixer. So if the inside the mixer there will be a blades. So if the blades is already got damage, or if the blade is already worn out, then there is more chances of concrete showing a tendency. Sometimes not only with the mixer, after mixing while transporting the concrete to the place. So we usually tends to transport by conveyor belts or by wheelbarrow or some other transporting methods. So if you don't follow the proper precautions, then there is more chances of getting a segregation of concrete. And last one is vibration of concrete. So as you all know, vibration is one of the important methods of compaction, so that we have to remove the entrapped air which is there in the concrete. So only comparatively a dry mix should be vibrated. If the concrete mix is too mixed, then we should not vibrate excessively. If you vibrate the concrete which is having too wet, then the concrete likely to get the segregated. So vibration has to be continued for required amount of time for to get the optimum results. So vibration has to be done for certain amount of time. It should not be compacted for a longer time. So if you compact it for a longer time, then it is likely to result in the segregation. So there is more chances of coarse aggregate settling at the bottom with the water setting at the top. So though vibration provides a useful means of compaction, we should not over vibrate the concrete. If we over vibrate the concrete than the designated time, then it leads to segregation. So this is some of the pictures you can see. Insufficiently mixed concrete, first picture. Second is badly designed mixer. So if the mixer is badly designed or if the blades is damaged, then there is more chance of getting segregation. And the bottom picture is vibration. So if you over vibrate the concrete than the designated time, then it likely to get segregation. So how the segregation can be controlled, or how the segregation can be remedied. So by properly proportioning the mix, so you can able to segregate. That is, whatever the mix proportion is there, if you take the correct measure of the material, then segregation can be controlled. Next is handling. That is, while mixing the concrete, if we follow the proper methods while mixing, uh, then the segregation can be controlled, because Mixing is the important stage in the manufacturing process where the concrete is going to mix homogeneously. So most of the segregation can be controlled in the mixing only. Okay, so if a proper mixing is done, then it can be controlled. Next, transporting. So there are so many transporting methods. If you know which method has to be used to control the segregation, then we can able to control it in the site. Next is placing. Placing also, there are so many methods. So if you place the concrete from the smaller heights, then segregation can be controlled. Compacting. So compacting, as I told, you can do by means of a vibration. If we vibrate for a designated amount of time, then segregation can be controlled. We should not over vibrate the concrete. Next is finishing. So finishing also, at the finishing stage also, if you found any segregation, there are so many finishing methods, it can be controlled. So at any stage, if you found that there is a segregation, so for segregation cannot be measured quantitatively, as you know, there is no test to give the segregation value. Okay, like slump or compaction factor or any other test. So segregation means there is no test for segregation. So if you found that the segregation is observed at the time of concreting operations, then you have to remix the concrete for a short amount of time till the concrete gets homogeneous. Okay, so as I already mentioned, cohesive mix would reduce the tendency for segregation. So we have to consider all the parameters which I have already told, like grading, size, shape, and texture of the aggregates, so that we will get result in a cohesive mix. So cohesive mix will result in a less segregation or no segregation. And also, if you use some workability agents, that is the admixtures, plasticizer, super plasticizer, then we can able to control the workability. And also some mineral admixtures also will help in reducing the segregation. If you see a picture, we should not we should pour the concrete so that all the concrete will fall homogeneously to a place where we need to pour the concrete. And second one, bottom picture, you can, if you see, if you pour the concrete with less slope and from a greater height, then coarse aggregates tends to fall first, then followed by the fine aggregates. As I already told, you cannot measure the segregation, you have to observe the concrete at the time of mixing. So if you do the slump test, so the pattern of subsidence, that is a pattern of settlement of concrete, indicates the segregation. Similarly, in a flow test, the pattern of spread in the flow gives a idea about the segregation of the concrete. So in dry mix, heavier particles tends to move away. In wet mix, the cement paste tends to move away. So this is regarding the segregation. So next we'll go into the bleeding. So bleeding means, as I already told, it is also a kind of segregation where the water will be accumulated at the surface, leaving behind the coarse and fine aggregate. So this happens due to the inability of the solid constituents of the mix to hold the water. So it is the inability of the aggregates to hold the water, so they settle due to gravity at the bottom and the water moves upwards. So it is the inability of the constituents to hold the water. So bleeding is concrete is referred as water gain, as I already told. It is a form of segregation in which the water from the concrete comes out to the surface. Since the water being the lowest specific gravity among all the ingredients, so it comes out from the surface. Water comes out from the surface of concrete at the top. So bleeding is predominantly observed in a highly wet mix and insufficiently mixed concrete. So bleeding is usually observed in a highly wet mix or high workable concrete or high consistency concrete. You can observe bleeding over there. And also insufficiently mixed concrete where the cement paste availability is more compared to that of a fine aggregate, then there is more chance of getting the bleeding. So bleeding usually occurs where the surface area is more, that is in the roof slab or in the road slab when constructing a road. So here the surface area is more. So when the concrete is placed on the roof slab or in the road slab, so especially in roof slab and roof slab, so when concrete is placed in a sunny weather, it shows excessive bleeding. Since the surface area is more, so it shows more bleeding on the top of the surface. So when it exposed to the environment, so especially in sunny weather where the water gets evaporated, so when water gets evaporated, since the water gain will be there at the top, so most of the water when it gets evaporated, it exhibits a, or it develops a shrinkage cracks. Okay, so that has to be avoided in the concrete. So due to bleeding, water comes up and accumulates at the surface, as already told. So the aggregate goes down, and the cement paste and the cement and water comes to the surface. So this formation of cement paste at the top surface is known as latence. Okay, the cement paste which gets accumulated at the top of the surface is known as a latence. So bleeding exhibits a poor bond between the aggregate and the paste, and also with the reinforcement. If we get to know that there is a bleeding, then it can be remedied by revibration of the concrete. So if you get to know if there is a segregation or a bleeding, then we have to mix it for a short amount of time, and then we have to revibrate the concrete. This can be remedied by revibration of the concrete. So bleeding rate increases with the time about up to 1 hour. So initially the bleeding rate gets increases till 1 hour, and after 1 hour the rate gets decreases till the final setting time of cement. So till the final setting time of cement there will be a bleeding, but initially the rate of bleeding will be high, say up to 1 hour or so. After it reaches the maximum rate, then the rate will get decreases till the final setting time of the cement. But bleeding is not harmful if the rate of, if the rate of evaporation from the surface is equal to the rate of bleeding. If you get to know the rate of evaporation is more, then the rate of bleeding also will be, if the rate of evaporation and the rate of bleeding is equal, then the bleeding is not harmful at all. So, how bleeding can be prevented? That is, bleeding can be reduced by proper proportioning and uniform mixing, as already told. It can be reduced by properly mixing, uniform mixing. Then the bleeding can be reduced. Then use of finely divided pozzolanic materials reduces bleeding. So if you use mineral admixtures in the concrete, then segregation as well as bleeding can be reduced. And third one, bleeding is not completely harmful, as already told. If the rate of evaporation of water from the surface is equal to the rate of bleeding, then it is not completely harmful because all the water will be lost. Okay, and also if the rate of bleeding is also high, and if the rate of evaporation is also high, then there is a less harmful to the concrete. So controlled vibration may be adopted in to overcome the bad effects of bleeding. As already told, if you get to know bleeding, then we have to remix for short amount of time, and then we have to revibrate it so that the effect of bleeding will be reduced. And also some workability agents, that is admixture agents, will also uh, very effective in reducing the bleeding. And also by using a finer cement, that is a fine particles of cement can also be used to reduce the bleeding. So early bleeding, that is when the concrete is fully plastic, that is till the initial setting time of cement, the concrete will be in the plastic condition. So if we get to know during that time till the plastic condition, if there is a bleeding, then there is no much harm to the concrete, because if till the concrete till it will be there in the plastic condition, we can remix and we can recompact it once again. Okay, till the concrete is there in the plastic condition, bleeding, if there is a chances of bleeding, then it is not at all harmful, because till the plastic condition the concrete can be remixed and revibrated once again. But the bleeding is harmful only when the concrete lost its plasticity. That is, after initial setting time of concrete, so the concrete will lose its plasticity. So if at that time if there is any delayed bleeding, then it will harm to the concrete, that is both in the fresh state as well as in the hardened state. So early bleeding, it is not at all harmful, because it can able we can able to remix and we revibrate it once again. It is a delayed bleeding after plastic after concrete losing its plasticity. If you get to know the bleeding is there, then it is harmful to the concrete. So in the next video we'll be discussing about the manufacturing process of concrete. So I hope you understood about the segregation and bleeding. Thank you. ಏನಾಯ್ತು